Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, and it had to happen. Listen for Monday Night Motivation. And as you guys know, every Monday, the NFL moms, which are the mothers of motivated sons, coming before you today. But we have a special guest in the house. We're going to do things a little different here today. But let me tell you, get ready. We want everyone to engage in this broadcast. Share right now if you can, subscribe, hit the notification button, and make sure you share this broadcast with someone, because I'm telling you, we're getting ready to go to another level right now, and I'm going to bring my sissy Sand on with me right now, the mother of Denzel, Perryman. Welcome, sissy. Welcome.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Yes, sissy, if you can, go ahead and say something to the audience really quick before we get started and bring our guests on.
My name is Sandra Perryman. As my sissy Erica said, I'm the mother of Denzel Perryman, pro linebacker for the Las Vegas Raiders. Glad to be on the show and looking forward to your questions and interacting with us today.
Yes. So without further ado, let me tell you about this guy. This guy, I met him back when Alan was playing in Jacksonville, and he really has blessed my soul. I used to have these watch parties, and he came one day and with these huge pictures, and I was like, oh my God. Sissy saying that really touched me, because I love collecting things, especially when it comes to our children, right? And for him to just come in and bless me that way, it did something for me. So without further ado, and I can say that he is the biggest diehard Jaguars fan. So let's welcome Mr. Jon Fichter.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm excited to be on here and, speak some football with the NFL moms. I think a lot of people don't realize what you guys go through as being moms and families. So hopefully we can open up a lot of people's eyes on what you guys go through.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. So Jon, if you can, I told them who you are, but just give them a little bit of background on yourself.
Yeah. So I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So I have a private autograph business, which I conduct a private autograph with a lot of the players. I also co-own a sports marketing business in which we do watch parties and events, and we hold two charity events a year. We do a Thanksgiving drive and we do a Christmas drive. I'm also known as the biggest Jaguar fan, so I probably have done 40 to 50 interviews locally, and then I've done two national for CBS Sports.
Wow, Jon, I did not know that.
I know, right? Pretty crazy. Like the CBS one was the craziest. Kind of like a New York phone call. I was like, oh, is this like spam or someone trying to, have some bills paid or something? And it was like, hey, it's CBS Sports. I was like, oh, the local? Like, no, we're from New York. Like, we want to fly in like X amount this day. It's like, okay. And so they flew in and came over here, and we shot for it the pregame TV show. So they hear about 3 hours. And so we shot that, and they used it for the pregame. But of course, like, yeah, we'll be back if you guys start winning. And of course, we didn't win. So I didn't get to see him again later on that year. But it was a cool experience.
I'm sure it was. But you said that was the coolest one. But after today, this is going to be your coolest one.
100%.
Right.
This is way better. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to see, like, a lot of people, I'm close. Eric knows I'm close with a lot of the family members. And the people don't see, like, the reactions and stuff, what happens to the family. When you guys are sitting in the stands and, they're booing your kid or, getting a fight. So, definitely want people to see like your guys' reaction, to real life. Because, people don't realize football players and family are humans too. And I think that's the side that most people don't realize is football players are humans. So just like me and you.
That's so true. And since he's saying, remember what our last topic was, we were talking about how, the fans, maybe not the last, I think it was the last one. Our last topic was the fans fighting in the stands. So What we're going to do, we're going to have a little fun here. We're going to allow you to ask us questions. We're going to ask you questions. But what I want to do is Start off with Sissy saying, do you have your questions ready? But before you get started, I would like to say, in absence of our other sister, which is Melissa Berry, which is pro athlete Damian Berry's mother, she's taking some time right now, so just lift her up in your prayers if you can. But Sissy, we're going to hold down the fort for you. So, okay, Sissy saying, let's roll with these questions. This should be really fun.
Okay. My first question, as a fan, what motivates you when you're going to the game? What gets you excited, or what gets you hype? Or
So honestly, for me, is always the tailgates. I think that does football. I lived growing up in Indiana, and I lived 2 hours away from the Colts. So I really never got to tailgate. Coming to Jacksonville, and it's 5 minutes from my house, and having the ability, to go at 8 o'clock in the morning, fire up the grills, get some beers cracked. I think that's always fun, entertaining other people before the game. So that always motivates me, is getting up early and having that party that I never got to experience growing up.
okay,
Hmm. You know what, Sissy saying? That's another thing. You see, he talked about the tailgates.
mm-hmm.
So we
Yes.
spoke about that as well. So I'm gonna let you go ahead, and it's just gonna be you and John right now with your questions, and let's see how you want to go with that, because he really just spoke about the tailgates. And John, a topic, from our previous show, we spoke about those tailgates. So Sissy saying, it's your floor.
Oh wow.
Oh, she put you on the spot right there.
I know, right? But it's okay.
Hello.
My second question, which was about the tailgating. How do you? I mean, well, you told me about how you feel about the tailgating. Now, when it comes to the tailgating and then you're entering the game, are you um more at ease, or are you more? I don't want to use the word like outrageous, but are you just more hype, where it'll lead you to um escalating with other fans?
Okay, so basically you're saying I'm gonna keep it 100. So how drunk do you
Yes.
get, and how do you feel when you get in the stadium?
Yes.
That's the realest. Well, it just depends. Like, you're not trying to get so drunk that you pass out in the stands, but I hate to say it, but the prices these days at $14-15 a beer. I mean, it gets pretty
Mm-hmm.
expensive. So I mean, I like to have a decent buzz going on. Don't get me wrong, but nothing to make myself look like a fool, get on TV or TMZ, and ruin the stuff that I worked hard for.
Okay. So, feeding off of that question again, once you're in the stand, and you just said that you paid your money to purchase a ticket, and we all know that tickets are expensive to enter
Right.
into a game. So if you see an incident that occurs with another fan that's acting outrageous, how would you handle that situation? Or how would you handle that situation if if that person was sitting in your proximity?
Oh, well, I guess it just depends. I mean, if it's two, college kids or two middle-aged people, men going at it, I guess you let them go out because that's where they have the security. I'm not trying to be Superman, but if there's like a female involved that, a guy tried to swing on, then yes, I'd step in and, de-escalate the situation. But I guess it depends on what kind of fans are, in a fight.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. So let's move back, Sissy saying, to what we were talking about with the fights being in the stand, right? So, John, I know that you're a huge Jags fan, and I know that you knew about this. So tell us what that was like, hearing about that rumble that was in the state. And this is only preseason, guys. So tell us what you thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, so it's definitely, you want to bring attention to your team, but you don't want to have that bad attention, especially after last year with Urban Meyer, bringing a lot of bad attention to Jacksonville. So we needed some good stuff. And, showing the fans, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's kind of a representative of the city when you're on TV like that and fans are acting a fool. People think Jacksonville's hood, stuff like that. So you definitely don't want people to, portray you as that. With that preseason, so let's be honest, no one's really paying attention to the games. They're just getting drunk because usually they're getting tickets $15-20 or even free. It just seems like people can't handle their liquor, and plus, it just depends. If you looked, I think it was like one fan compared to all around Jaguar fans. So I guess knowing your surroundings and what you say to people, definitely causes it. I know Bills fans are one of the worst fans. And when I went to the game last year, I was in almost 3 or 4 fights with Bill fans, with other Jaguar fans. So I guess it depends on where you're at and what you really say to people. Because, when you have a couple of beers and people aren't going to think intelligently and will just act on instinct and unfortunately fight and do craziness like that and get on TV.
Mm. Yeah, because I think that was that was pretty bad what
Yeah.
I saw. But the thing is, us as mothers, our parents, they're sitting, our family, just sitting in
Exactly.
the stands, and we're seeing this type of behavior. We're like, oh my God, like really? But we have a really cool question here from my niece. She says, "Do you ever tailgate and not go into the game? And is that normal?"
So for 3 years I worked with a business to bring Jaguar talent to the tailgates. So sometimes I didn't make it because unfortunately, to be honest, it was all you can eat and drink, and sometimes being a Florida sun, you girls can understand, and a couple of drinks, can get the best of you. But yeah, sometimes I did not make it to the game.
Wow. Wait, but your intentions were to go into the
Oh,
game.
100%. I had the tickets on the app and all stuff. I was ready to go. It just unfortunately couldn't make it. So they got my money.
Right. Okay. So we were talking about, the drinking and before you go in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. You have these, you don't know who you're sitting around at the
Right.
game. It could be family. It could be a close friend. And on our behalf, I could say on my sister's and I behalf, we go to bat for any of our kids. So you can't talk about any of our kids, right? I don't care if she's sitting in the stands and she heard something about Alan or Damien. It's just all the way around. But just to know that when you're coming into these games and you're coming in contact with so many different people, you spoke about the Bills. I experienced the Bills at a Jaguars games before. I didn't know the Bills fans. Sissy, did you know about the Bills fans being kind of irate at times?
No, I never went to a Bills game.
Yeah, I know the Eagles fans are pretty rough. The Browns fans can be pretty rough.
Really?
The Giants fans have been pretty rough, but those Bills fans just took it to a whole new level. I mean, it's just craziness. I mean, but at the end of the day, though, at tailgates, when they're slamming each other on tables, like they're in the wrestling, like what's that tell you?
Wow.
And the thing with them too, so when we had the playoff game, I think it was Allen's last year, 17. It was super cold January, and they're called Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
So they all came to Jacksonville, and they were trashing the bars the night before, leaving just beer bottles, throwing them on the ground. So they're just not very classy individuals. So those games, you just kind of hopefully you're by Jaguar fans and no Bills fans, so you don't get any kind of issues or shouting matches. But there's some very disrespectful people.
Wow. So you mean to tell me that this not only just goes on in the stadium, it goes on the outside in at the tailgates as well?
Yeah, I mean, if you ever just Google the 2017, I mean, you can see on News Channel 4 that some bars actually banned Bills Mafia from even coming to the bar because that's how bad they ruined things. So it was a couple of days cleaning up. So I definitely lost the respect for those kind of people.
Wow.
That is a lot, to hear that is disheartening, but hey, it happens, and that's why we want to bring, different people on as fans so we can hear their side of the story too, because see, we're the mothers and we pop our collars too, the fathers, they rock as well, and the families. However, it's something about hearing your child's name being badly talked about from a mother, to hear a mother to hear that, So I'm glad that you accepted the invitation to come on and kind of shed some light so we can see the behind the scenes of the fans as well, not just the NFL moms. So my question would be to you, when did you become a diehard, I'm going to say football fan? I don't know if it was just Jaguars or if it started at the Jaguars, but when did you become a diehard football fan and how?
Okay, yeah. So before I moved to Jacksonville, I was a Vikings fan. So I used to always watch the games at home. Big Randy Moss fan. Went to a game in Arizona, so always a big fan. Always hated the Colts fan base. just because they're all wishy-washy. And I was never a fan of Peyton Manning. The way he always took forever to hike the ball and cried about everything. So always a big fan. But like I said, the access wasn't there, being 2 hours away even from the Colts, 3 hours away from the Bears, and 3 hours away from Detroit. So I never got the access. When I came down here, it's just something like, different. Definitely keeps you out of trouble doing, sporting related things. And just, picked up, an autograph here, an autograph there, and, one thing leads to another. And hundreds of $1,000s later, and boom, you have this thing behind me.
Wow.
And most of my stuff in the house is in storage. So looking hopefully in the next year or two to build a 3,000 square foot room to do this and host the JFL live watch parties as well. So.
Wow.
We haven't even jumped into that yet. So we're going to hold off on that. But I'm telling you guys that this guy, Man Cave, is sick. I was telling Sissy said in the green room, and I saw, he sent me pictures of a couple of things that he have. Not only that, let me just tell you something. Jon could have said no to us, Sissy said.
Yes.
Alan is no longer, he's nursing an injury, so he's out right now. You understand? So he could have said, or not just that. Alan no longer plays for the Jaguars, right? He moved on years ago. And he could have just said no. But this speaks volume for you to come on here with us, and still love on my son the way that you loved on him. Since he said, I was just telling him it was this one picture that I really, really wanted of Alan when he scored the touchdown in London. Oh, what's the first thing you want? Never asked me for anything. Never. When we used to throw the watch party, when I used to throw the watch parties in Jacksonville when Alan played, he would come out, he would support, he would show his face. Never came empty-handed, but never once asked me for anything.
Wow.
Never once. That speaks volume. That lets someone know that, I'm just not supporting because he's a player for that I love, but people know when they see good people.
Yes.
And Jon, I agree for that. That says so much because, a lot of times when your kid is maybe just hurt, we're not going to even say in the league, if your kid is hurt, people count you out.
Oh, yeah.
An amount of time. You understand? So they count you out. And, you don't get the love that you were getting before. So since he's saying as
you're taking all my questions I have for you guys. You're killing me already.
I'm sorry. A question after this one. So since he's saying, hearing this as a mother, how did this make you feel? Because I don't know if you experienced anyone coming to you for anything from Denzel, but just tell me how this make you feel hearing this about Jon.
It makes me feel good, and it's good that he does that because you don't get that all the time. It's always what I could do for you and what you could do for me. So to see and to hear that he did that, and I'm sure he continues to do that it's very good. It's a good feeling, and it makes me feel good, although Denzel doesn't play for Jacksonville or I'm sorry, are in that state. It's a good thing, and it's good to see that there are good people out there that are just genuine.
Right. Because I'm telling you that it's hard to find. And we have Shannon. Shannon is what? Shannon Jaguars Steve. My nephew is on here. Hi, Darius. Hi. Oh my God. So Shannon Jaguars Diva, she said the watch parties was everything. So Jon, right before you go ahead and ask your questions to us, just tell a little bit about what was your experience at these watch parties.
Your watch parties or mine?
Mine.
Yours? So.
Uh-oh. I think we lost him. But Sissy saying while we're waiting for him.
At halftime, because she had her watch parties in front of my condo. So I go over there. They were fun, super loud. Got the music playing. the TVs. She had a lot of stuff that she was doing, raffles and stuff like that. So I kind of, ain't gonna lie, I kind of bit off her when I did my stuff because seeing what kind of the vibe she was bringing and people were vibing on it and really enjoying it. So I kind of stole a little bit from her. She just didn't know it on that.
It's okay.
That's okay, because you know what? The thing is, when you can pour into someone, you understand, and we could not just pour into each other, not just one-sided, but we could pour. I'm glad that I was able to, shed some light for some of the things that you want to do. Because Sissy said he has this watch party that's coming up, but we're going to talk about that a little later. But you have to hear about his watch parties that he's getting ready to have. I don't think mine had anything on him. Yes,
but the thing though too is like it gave people the sense to hang out with you, because honestly you're extension of Alan. A lot of families kind of are shadowed. They kind of stay hidden. You have the charity 90 or 88 blessings, so you have that there. But people actually got they felt they're part of the Hearns family, if that makes sense. Part of his brand. You're being a super advocate of him. And I think it brought a lot of people closer together at your watch parties,
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
Because honestly, I mean, besides that, I've been here 13 years. I think you're the only mother or even family to ever even have away game parties like that. So,
wow.
I mean, you're like me, rare. You don't do too much stuff like that. You don't see too much like that here. So it's definitely pretty cool that, you started that trend.
Wow.
Whew, that does my heart good. This is winning. This is what I call winning. To hear things like this, this is giving me my flowers while I'm on this side of heaven. But Sissy Stan, go ahead and buckle up, because I don't know what Jon is getting ready to ask us, but we're going to.
Oh boy, I got some heat over here. So the first thing I'm gonna ask both of you guys is, what was it the first time you guys heard your son's negative in the media? Like, what was your first reaction? And then from that point, what were friends and family members saying to you about that? Because then after that, I'll tell you a story that happened with me too as well.
For me.
Yeah, we'll always start with you first.
For me, straightforward. I had an attitude. It made me feel a certain type of way, to know that people can actually say the things that they said. And when I mentioned it to my son, he said, "Mom, just stay off of social media. I don't care what people have to say. Just stay off of social media. Just leave it alone. They're just talking." And then with my family, they would call when they hear things or when they read things. They would call, "Well, have you talked to Denzel? Is that true?" And I had to tell them the same thing. So for me, I just try to stay off of social media, try to leave the negativity right where it is. Because at the end of the day, I had to realize that they have to have a story as well to tell. So I just left it alone.
What about you, Erica? What about you? The first time you heard any bad press?
Well, the thing is, I will with Alan. I think it was more so with one of Alan's teammates than anything. It was one time where I can't think of his last name. He got hit in a game and he was out, and a fan literally said he's dead.
What?
Yes. And for me as a mother, that took me to a whole, I think I lost it when I heard that. Because imagine a mother not being at that game and to hear someone saying he's dead. Because guess what? The thing that's being said is quickly spreaded, And if that was to get to a mother, how would you think that mother will feel to hear someone saying something like that?
Was that the game the guy got carted off on the stretcher? Yeah. I can't tell you who it was, but I can't remember it. But yeah, I remember that game. That was crazy.
I remember his last name. He had the baby face. But he got hit and he was out. And someone literally said that he was dead. But piggybacking off of Sissy saying, I know all too well what you mean. What family, friends, and everyone needs to understand, is when you guys are calling us, some of the times we don't even know. You know, we haven't even got wind of whatever it is you're calling us about. And honestly, speaking for me, I think it's very, very unfair to hear something, you know, before you can actually get wind of it. You know, matter of fact, yeah, let me say, it was one incident where I think when Alan left Jacksonville, heck, I knew nothing, but my phone was blowing up. So, and I told the one of the people, I said, you know what? Okay, whatever you heard, that's fine. But until I hear from my son, then it's still, it is what it is. But the thing is, you have to understand, we as mothers, we have feelings too. You know? And no mother wants to hear anything bad about their child. One thing about us, we try to keep our kids from falling so hard, but falling period. But just to hear someone say things like that, let us learn some stuff on our own. Or I tell you what, call the person who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Please do that.
Do you guys think, Alan left the Jags and went to Dallas. Your son left the Chargers and went to the Raiders. Do you think that's the worst time you guys hear stuff is when they're in between teams? Or do you think it is if they have like a bad season?
Bad game.
Bad game?
Bad game in the eyes of others, yes.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah, mine was, he's always getting hurt. Do you think someone want to get hurt?
Yeah.
Like, do you really think someone really wants to get hurt? But I tell you one thing, he put his body on the line a lot of times. He didn't say me or I. He knew that it was a team effort. Prime example, when remember in Jacksonville, matter of fact, they were playing the Chargers, and the guy cut him low. And when he cut him low, Allen's knee, his ankle, I thought it was the knee, but it was the ankle. And someone made a comment about that, he's always getting hurt. But remember, when he went down, he could have stayed on the field, but John, he crawled off the field so the game.
I know, remember.
And that was his birthday, sissy. It was his birthday. Yeah, John, that was his birthday. So the thing is, things like that people don't see. They like to point out the bad, what they think is bad in the players, and not realizing these players are human too. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't even know that our kids are still hurt, but they're still out there trying to play the game.
Yeah.
So, to hear that, it does make you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
So do you guys get heckled more at home games and away games, or do you get heckled more like going to the grocery store and your son had a bad game that day before?
Games, of course.
Yeah, I would say games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So the next one this is for you, Sandra. So were you worried about your son going to the West Coast his first year, a couple of years out there? Because, Miami's wild, don't get me wrong. But, the West Coast is a different breed compared to Florida. So were you worried for him? What did you do? Did you go down there and stay with him for a while to make sure he would behave? Or what did you do on that process?
Yes, I was worried. Regardless of wherever he goes, I'm always worried. I guess it's just me being a mom. But I did have the opportunity to go out to San Diego when he went out there, helped him get settled in his place. And Denzel is he's a humble kid, and he doesn't hang out much. So I was pretty much okay with that, but I did have some concerns of how he was going to be treated, how the teammates were going to welcome him in, and just how he would fit in. But being the type of person that he is, his personality, he fitted in just well. So, after visiting a couple of times, I was at ease.
Okay. Now, Eric, I'm going to go the same thing. That is, this probably wasn't as a crazy transition because you're only 5 hours away from us. What was it like for you when Alan went to the Jags?
When he came to the Jags, to me, that was slow motion for us, because Jacksonville is a little, subtle.
Slow.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Come on, keep it real. It's slow.
But see, I like slow. It might not be slow for other people, but I like slow, But yeah, it was a big difference for maybe him, because I used to travel to Jacksonville all the time before Allen even became a Jaguar. So for me, it was just like, okay. But to see, I think the biggest one was for me though, John, was when he left. See, it was only 5 hours, well, 4.5 hours from Miami, but you're talking about going all the way to Texas now. That right there, yeah, that threw me for a loop, But I did my motherly duties, and I made sure, like Sissy said, you go out there, you make sure they get acclimated well and get, all of it. What we as mothers try and do is to take so much off of our children. They're to keep their mind in the game. They have so much that they have to do, from workouts to meetings to whatever it is that they do. So what can we do as a mother to take some of this off of them if they don't have a significant other? So we go up, we get them moved all in. Whatever it is that we have to do, that's what we're going to do, John. But coming to Jacksonville, for me, it wasn't a shocker for me. But Alan was like, I can't see me living here the rest of my life.
Okay. I mean, So I always figure, I've only moved one time, it wasn't that hard. I mean, Alan did a couple teams, so is Sandra with your son. So I guess tell fans, like, what's like the moving process for you guys in the family, go from city to city? Because people don't realize, like, one day you could get traded and released and you have to move to your job. If I get fired at my job tomorrow, I'm still looking in Jacksonville. I'm still having my condo. Like, I'm not going nowhere. So I guess like the average fan, like, what's it like and what you guys go through in trying to do that and move from different city to city possibly?
Well, for me, for Denzel, he experienced that this past year, last year.
Right.
When he left San Diego, he went to the Panthers. So he moved from the West Coast to the East Coast. And then in the middle of training camp, he got traded and had to move back to the West Coast. So it was a lot. It was a lot. And then dealing with the moving back, back out to the West Coast, I still had to make sure that he was okay emotionally. So it wasn't just dealing with the transitioning from the East to the West and then back from the, back and forth. It's the emotional part as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot.
What about you, Erica? What was it like for you with Alan?
It definitely was a lot, because you're talking about going from Jacksonville all the way to Texas. And one of the things, like, people do not understand, or I don't know if the fans or even the family members or anyone like that, they understand that when these guys are in the league, like you said, they could be traded at any given moment, or, and if this were to take place, right, what happens? You have to make sure that, I always try and tell parents, if your kid is coming into the league, do not try to buy the first couple of years.
Yeah.
Because you just do not know. And one of the things I can say, like Sissy Sand said, is the mental part of it. I can say our guys are mentally strong, and things don't bother them the way that they bother us. However, we just want to try to, lighten the load. So picking up to have to move everything from one state to another, it is a lot, and you're only allotted so much time in the hotel. You don't stay, for free. Listen, we know nothing in the NFL is for free, but you're only allotted so much time inside of the hotel. And then once training camp over or nearing the end, you have to find somewhere to go. And when he left Jacksonville to move to Dallas, this is the big kicker, because guess what? Jaguars practice at their stadium, right? In Dallas, they practice at the Star, but then the actual facility where they played at is like was 50 about 50-55 minutes away from the
Mhm.
practice facility. So where do you move? Do you
Ooh.
move closer to the playing facility, or do you move closer to the practice
Yeah.
facility and just take that drive? I think personally what will be the most smartest, because you're going to practice every day, is to move closer to the practice facility than it is to the actually, where you play.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because if he's late, they finding him. So I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
better get that practice on time.
absolutely. So let me go in on my questions for you,
Uh
John.
oh.
Okay. What would you say will be your favorite Agent 88 moment?
Let me see. Oh man, so the jump man, uh, when they did the jump man with the touchdowns, him and Allen, uh, that's probably one of them. And then of course the touchdown pass. Those two moments are always ingrained in my head. I don't know, Sandra, if you know much Jaguar history, but Allen Robinson. So every time they
Mhm.
get a touchdown, they do like the Jordan jump man in the corners. So that was always pretty cool. But that touchdown in London is probably one of my favorites as well.
Awesome. So, how many times as a diehard fan have you traveled to the away game?
I mean, I've been to like 4 or 5 away games. I think as a fan, I think this would be super cool is to be able to go to all 18 games. I'm sorry, 17 games a year. So that's like on a bucket list kind of thing. Um, but the problem is now with doing business and helping provide people experiences that I'm lucky enough to have, it's kind of hard to go to away games because I'm hosting away watch parties now. So it makes it hard now. So hopefully I can go back to going away games. But as far as right now, I'm trying to do stuff for the people.
Awesome. So, would you say that would make you you wouldn't be a diehard fan because you're not going to all of the games?
Oh, I mean, not at all. I mean, I'm giving people lifetime experiences that they possibly would never have. So it's just a different thing. And at the end of the day, though, I mean, it's unrealistic to keep going to away game, especially now in prices, gas, ticket prices, hotel. I mean, you got to be pretty well off to go ahead and do that. And unfortunately, I'd rather put the money into me and my business and grow that so I can help other people. I mean, going to away games is kind of selfish, right? Who gets
Right.
to really enjoy it? But I have to bring Alan Hearns to my watch party, and 30 people who never really got to hang out with the NFL player get to talk about experiences, favorite moments, this networking. That's a way better experience than me going to an away game and being heckled by fans or what have you not.
You know what? That's awesome. So that's
Right.
the
It
same
is.
as mothers. We can't make it to all of the games.
Mhm.
We have business that we have to attend to as well, but we know that we're there in spirit, and our kids understand that. So that's why I want to kind of get it from a fan point of view, because sometimes people be like, "You're not a diehard fan if you don't go to all the games." No,
Sure, yeah, if that's what you're gonna say, but like, let's be real too. I mean, them Florida games really beat you up too, and I hate to say it, but like, we aren't getting paid like they are. You know what I'm saying? We still got to put bread on the table. So
Right.
we still got to do that first before football, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize.
Right.
hmm And you know what? That's one of the things we respect as mothers, that you guys come out and support our kids.
Mhm.
Some spending their last dollar to come out
Exactly.
and support our kids.
Mhm.
And everybody has a right to their own opinions.
Right.
And I'm gonna jump to something where I saw on Twitter one time when the guy said, "Oh, the players are nothing without us." First of all, what one has to understand is God's gift that He loaned. It's even a gift for you to be a fan, because it takes a lot
Exactly.
to be a fan. So
Right.
God's gift that He has loaned each of us. For me to be Alan's mother, her to be Denzel's mother, you to be a diehard fan. So to say something like that, I think that kind of got underneath my skin as well. And Alan, he don't pay attention to anything on social media.
Yeah.
And he tried to encourage me to do the same. But just to see that I didn't want to rag on him because it's his opinion. But I
Right,
did.
and that's the thing too. Is even with me, I got be careful what I say because the people I represent.
Right,
But yeah, I mean the thing with social media is everybody feels they have a voice now.
right,
Before when I deal with a lot of former players, Joe Blow in the middle of Iowa is not going to will never get to reach a player, But now he can sit and tweet and he can see it. But everybody has an opinion. Like you said, you gotta respect it, even if it might be ludicrous. It is you just smile and say, "Yep, you're right," and keep on moving. Because I
okay,
hate to say it, not everybody's gonna agree with you, and especially with the loved one. Like I didn't tell you guys, so like I'm real close with Julius Thomas and the family, Greg and Deb. You know them, and then it was crazy when people know you're connected to a player. When he got traded to the Dolphins, like all the texts and oh, he sucked anyway and blah blah blah. Like that's just
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And then to see how the real NFL works, like how you guys know how it works. It's not a nice business like the fans think it is. It's a really shady business. Like once we don't need you or feel we don't want you no more, we don't want you no more. Like we
Yeah.
don't need your services. If you're retired, we don't want to help you out. So I think after that's changed my view as a fan a little bit more. And I was like, I can't believe Denzel wants $100 million. How could he do this? But then once you see how it affects people and actually see how they live and hanging out with the family, like it changes your mind a whole lot. So yeah, I'm a huge fan, but then fan voice that I changed now to I'm 50, so you have to put protective. Hey, this is his job. He'd be like doing the same thing. If I had the same ability, I'd do the same thing with the most money. Because after a couple of years, I'm done, and I have no money coming in.
Right.
right.
But fans don't see that though, and that's the crazy part. They just see the Sunday thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Mm-hmm.
see Allen or Denzel the next day and they can't walk. They only see him Sunday performing or Monday or whatever. So that's the crazy part of seeing these guys. When you go to the house and you got boots on, you can't walk. And all kinds of craziness. But people don't see that though. So I wish somehow we can enlighten and show fans that hey, like these are real people. Like yeah, Allen might not be a full 100%, but if you came over Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, he's in the boot. He can't walk, but people don't see that. So you can't really, change people's minds. I don't think it's just, you gotta roll with it and keep going.
Right. You just have to know how to respond or if to respond,
Yeah.
And just imagine if you go through that as a fan, just imagine what us mothers go through or the
Mm-hmm.
families go through,
Yeah.
So, John, how much do you know about my nephew Denzel? And
Hon-
tell the
Honestly,
audience
how
a little
much
bit
do I know? I mean, besides my Google search, not much to be honest with you. I stay with, Jacksonville usually just because trying to get this market, like I said, with the JFL Live, bringing the old players and new players together in the community. So I'm just trying to work on that. But working with some other family members of current players, trying to do something and trying to get everybody involved. I know he's a beast, Pro Bowler. Um, one of my good buddies is a big Raiders fan, so I have to tell him I talked to you. But no, just trying to network. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I guess I can talk about a little bit. We're working on a player's cookbook, so I might have to hit you guys both up for some player favorite recipes and how they cook it. But I mean, unfortunately, right now I'm just trying to get Jacksonville on lockdown before we can really look at other teams because it's a full-time job. Dealing with the local team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, one thing about it though is he did come and make a mark on uh Jaguars territory. So,
Yeah.
can you remember a time when he came out as a Charger and made his mark? Because he really made his mark in Jacksonville as a hard hitter. Would you say, John?
Um. Who? I don't know because I don't remember.
You don't remember Denzel coming
I
to?
don't. Who did he hit?
I don't remember which player that he hit, but all I know is I told my sissy I used to pray, Lord, please keep him away from Allen.
See that's a bad thing about me, to be honest with you, because I only deal with the local, unless you like the Aaron Rodgers on TV and stuff.
Mhm.
Like I don't really pay attention that much because it's crazy here, especially when you're trying to do new and creative things. Because what am I going to get Denzel for? I could do a private autograph sign with him. Reach out to her, the agent. Yeah, I could do something like that. But I'm still trying to get this niche in here in Jacksonville before I could even offer something like that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though. This is what happening. You never know how God is doing things. God have you here for a reason. We don't know the reason behind. Well, we do know that we're having fan fun facts tonight, and this is for overall, not just solely, because when he came to Jacksonville, I know he was there in that them stands a couple of times when he did come, But like I was trying to tell you, I used to pray that he stay away from Allen, because this is what I was trying to tell you though. On the field, when they're playing each other, even though they're cousins, brothers, whatever they may be, when they're on that field, it's business, And a lot of times, people on the outside, they don't understand that.
Right.
I have to come and perform on my job, correct? So I can keep my job. Regardless of what job it is, I need to keep my job. But he definitely can.
Yeah, but if it's my cousin, I'm not gonna hit him harder than someone I don't like, though. I mean, I'll put it that way. I'm sure I could probably speak for him. I'm not gonna hurt my cousin. I'm gonna, I'll tackle him, but I'm not gonna maybe put the extra hit to, make sure he ain't playing later on in the game or something.
I don't think that's his intentions, to make sure someone is not playing. It's just in the moment. It's going, the game is hype, it's not, I don't think I will hope now that, not my nephew though, I can speak for him, but I will hope it's not another player's intention to take somebody out the game.
Right.
What would you say, Sissy?
No, I don't think that, well, speaking on behalf of Denzel, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that.
Speaking as a fan, if someone's talking smack, though, I would, for sure. If you're talking some craziness, I'm definitely going to take you out. I hate to say it. But if it's my cousin I'm playing against, I'm going to tackle him, but I'm not going to give him 100%. I'm not trying to hurt family. I hate to say it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not hurting him.
No, he wouldn't hurt him.
Right.
Wouldn't hurt him.
Right.
No, I'm not gonna let Allen get 90 yards on me though. I guarantee you that. He's not gonna put me on the highlight,
right.
Or I'm not gonna be on a poster. My cousin, because then I know he's gonna rub that into my face all the time. But I'm gonna shut him down though.
You know what? But the thing about it too, though, one thing we can say is, I don't know if you know that both of our kids went to the University of Miami. And Julius,
all about the U, right?
Yes, right.
Yes.
So, it's always love when those boys. We have so many University of Miami players all around the league, and I don't care. During the game, it's business, but after the game, they really truly love on each other. They even let each other know where you might have been slipping at. They speak life into each other. Never a tear down moment. And I can say that with our guys. Never a tear down moment. They can stand to hear from their loved one, that, okay, if I felt good looking out, bro, and that's one of the things that I love about our players that, come from the University of Miami. It's such a big, big brotherhood. I just love it. So, John, I want to ask you this. Do you know when Allen was there at at the Jaguars, what did they share in common?
Besides the first name?
Yep.
Man, you asked me some crazy questions here.
You're supposed to be ready for this.
Well, what they both have in common so much. They like Frenchies, maybe. I have no clue what they both have in common. They like Jordan.
Okay, I'll go ahead and let you know, because I don't want you to keep blurring out.
Well, you got me stumped on that one.
All right, I'm gonna let you know, because a lot of people probably didn't know. So that the thing is, I remember a time Allen went to get their passports, because they go over to London to play, right? Mm-hmm. They're both sitting inside of the post office. Shannon said, I know. They're both sitting inside of the post office, and they said, the postal service, and the lady says, Allen Bernard. So they both get up, and they looking at each other like, "Why are you getting up?" And he said, "Why are you getting up?" They have the same first and middle name.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I would
crazy.
never guess that in a million years.
Yeah, they actually did a fun fact on it as well. But again, they both thought that each other was playing because they was like, "Why are you getting up, dude? That's my name." But yeah, that was it. That was it. So
Wow.
that's
That's cool.
so my bro Desmond Jr. said, Denzel won't hurt you, but he will let you know he is present on that field. Oh my God, that is so true. And that's the thing. Again, I don't think players set out to kind of like,
Oh, Denzel is on here.
hi Denzel.
Uh-oh.
Hey, so I don't think Denzel answer that for us. We were just talking about when people are on the field, when brothers, cousins, or whoever is on the field. What was the question? How did I ask that question again? Help me out, Sissy. Well,
Oh,
when
that
you
we
on the
that he
field-
wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't intentionally hurt you, but you're out there to do your job.
right. He said he wouldn't let you get 90 yards on him either, but I wouldn't hurt you, because the thing is, as a player, we don't understand like they have a job to do. And I don't ever think, and again, my opinion, I don't ever think anyone sets out to injure someone to kind of end their career or take them out the game. I don't know. Denzel, if you can answer, please do let us know. The president is on the line, Dad. Say, I
Uh-oh.
know that's right. I know that's right. We have 7 more minutes. So, Sissy saying, do you have any other questions? But before you do, guys, we're here live today with the girl Erica Wilson, and it had to happen. Listen for Monday Night Motivation, and this is the NFL moms missing one, but she know we're gonna hold down the fort for her. And the mom stands for Mothers of Motivated Sons. And where you guys think they get that from? Pop your collar, sis. From us. But that's okay. So, John, what I want to do, I'm a Denzel Perryman, he said it's a physical violent sport, and I just go all out. There it is. And Dad says, Amen. Dad is back.
He said something before that too, Sissy. I can't.
Oh,
I was
I
trying
don't
to
play
read it.
to hurt anyone. Hell, I try not to hurt myself. I just play very physical. You see? There you go, John. And that's coming from a player.
I got a question for him real quick. So if you hit Allen on a great play and had a picture of it, or let's say Allen somehow mossed you, who do you think would get the photo first? Would you send him a photo first? Or do you think Allen would have seen the picture being mossed?
Okay, he said, just have your chin strap buckled and your mouthpiece in. LOL. Oh my gosh, she got me teared up. And Shannon Jaguars Stevens, she says, I'll always be a fan where whoever he played for. Thank you, Sissy. I really appreciate. Friend, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And you have been. She's another one like you, John. She's been 10 toes down about Allen. Her whole entire family, I can say. So shouts out to you, Shannon. But what I want. Okay, Denzel says, I think I will send him the photo first and I will post it making fun of myself, just like I did when I got bombed in the Pro Bowl.
I told you, John, he's just a funny kid.
Listen, and he loves to have fun. You can see it here. He's a hard hitter, but he has a sense of humor that's out of this world. But you see, he said, he'll be the first to post it. So there you go. So John, Sissy said, go ahead and ask your question so we can let John go ahead and tell us about these awesome watch parties.
All right, so my last question for you guys is, talking to a lot of guys.
Sissy saying to you, John.
Oh, it's about me? About the watch parties?
No, John.
I had another question.
Oh, my question.
If you had another one, if you have one, no, and then he could take the floor.
John can take the floor. I don't have any. He answered all mine in the beginning.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to know from the fans.
So with a lot of players, they would take, their college team over pros. As moms, what do you guys feel? Are you guys more loyal to the U, or are you more loyal to the NFL teams?
Before they got to the pros,
I got you on that one.
About
man.
The U. It's all about the U. Because it's kind of hard when you're saying going to the pro, because at any time you can be traded. So I wouldn't want to get accustomed to one team and then the next year or two they're at another team. So I would say that the college level, but I love the NFL experience.
Right. Mhm. I totally agree. I totally agree. But John, I can say though, you said something earlier about once a player move on, you can't really get anything. I could say shots out to Jaguars because we just had our seventh annual back to school book bag, bash, and they poured into 88 blessings. So I can call, and to my connects there, and they somehow work it out for me. So not all organizations are like that. So shouts out to the Jacksonville Jaguars, not just because you're on here, but I'm just
Right.
telling you how, what it is. But I think, like she said, the college level is nuts. They're there the whole 4 years, 3-4 years, right? Then you don't worry about them getting traded. But moving up to the NFL experience, it's a beautiful experience. It has its pros and it has its cons, But again, you don't want to get like I moved to Jacksonville. I was there 8-9 years, even when he left to go to Dallas and back home down to Miami. So the thing is, I would say college, but it's definitely a beautiful experience for NFL on the NFL level as well. So this is Denzel say it's a business, mom. So, John, if you can tell us about these awesome watch parties that 88 Blessings had a chance to kind of like shed some light for you. And then we're going to jump into Denzel question.
Yeah. So I mean, your watch parties, it definitely, brought uh, a lot of clarity what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like as a family, as a whole, what you guys represented. I mean, I've seen the 88 blessings on social media, but to actually see a part of it, the organization, everybody coming together, like all the events you did. I always remember you did the backpack thing. You always did, I think, a Christmas thing as well, which is pretty cool because I hate to say it, a lot of people don't give back from the blessings they've gotten. I knew I was like that until I met a couple former players and we started the JFL Live, and then now I get excited every year doing the Thanksgiving drive and the Christmas drive. So seeing it from like afar from you guys, and then seeing how much passion you had for it, and then me and myself now doing mine. It's definitely like I saw what you're doing, but I really didn't see it until I started experiencing mine. So I definitely appreciative of that, even though you never knew what you're doing to me, a couple years later.
Well, John, I didn't want you to talk about mine.
Oh, you want to talk about yours? Oh, okay.
You talk
Oh,
about
I thought
yours.
about oh, you're talking about yours.
You
Hey,
got
we got
going
this.
on.
So what I do is I do away watch parties. So I usually have 1 to 2 former players there where people can eat, drink, watch the game with the players, interact. Because I'm lucky enough to have guys all over the time coming to the house or going out here and actually get to know them, hang out. Most fans don't really get to do them. They'll see me maybe at the stadium, take a picture, get an autograph, and that's it. This year they actually get to network, build experiences, never knowing down the road that, hey, this person might have something to offer, Denzel or, Allen and stuff like that. But, you would have never known if it wasn't for this event. So, and it also gives, players the opportunity to hang out with fans and, break down the game for them. Because I never played football, so I couldn't tell you, what this person did wrong, what he did wrong, why he should have done this. But the players break it down for the fans, just the interaction being with celebrities. It makes a lot of people excited. So usually they're sold out pretty quickly. Our first one's going to have Josh Scobie, one of Jacksonville's most loved players. So it should definitely be fun. But yeah, definitely try to give people experiences that the average person doesn't get.
Okay. How can one get in contact with you for this event?
Sure. They can go to Eventbrite and then type in JFL Live, and then all the events will pop up. You can also go to our Facebook page at JFL Live as well. You can buy tickets there.
Awesome. And please tell us, what will we be getting for the, a lot of people want something, and I'm spending my money. What am I getting?
So this one, we're doing more of a barbecue theme. So you get pulled pork, pulled turkey, baked beans, mac and cheese, Caesar salad, hot dogs, cotton candy, and popcorn.
You don't get that.
And then you get drinks as well, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. And we have a bartender too. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. You know, see, Jen, that's a difference with ours. Ours where we had the place where we held the event. They were responsible for the food. Yeah, they were responsible for the food, and they like pour it back into 88 Blessings. So without further ado, John, we have to bring you back. We definitely have to bring you back for another segment. But Denzel says college is fun and great, and a great experience. The NFL is still fun and an experience. Football just becomes your primary job. Thank you, Denzel, for shedding so much light for us here on NFL Moms Fan Fun Facts on tonight. Share this broadcast if it has blessed you. Again, we thank the world of the fans for supporting our sons. We know that, you know, you guys play a very integral part of, you know, their careers, and we thank you for buying your jerseys, whatever it is, you know, that you're, however you're supporting our sons. We're forever grateful for you, fans. And it's not something that we take lightly. We really truly do. Thank you, guys, and we're forever grateful for you all. But again, as mothers, we don't want to hear those things that you guys have to say, the mean things, you know. Just put yourself in their shoes. Anytime, I'll be here all night. You see how he's a jokester. He's a jokester. So, but yes, Sissy saying, so if there was anything that you would want to leave with the fan, we're going to show love on the fans right now. If there is anything that you want to show, leave with the fans, what would it be?
Thank you for all of your support. Without you, our players wouldn't be who they are, but they wouldn't be as motivated to play the game that they love so well. So thank you.
Right. And for me, I would say thank you as well. And again, you guys are truly appreciated. And again, we really do care. And I can't even talk.
Oh, that's water, my man. That's water.
But you know,
hydrating for the baby.
We just thank you so much for supporting our kids and their teammates, because again, they need your support, you know. And when they walk out there after those games, they really show love to the fans. They stop, they do their autographs, but also understand sometimes that one just might not be feeling to do all or everybody's, you know, autograph. You know, you do stop and show love to the people, because guess what? Somebody spent their last dime to get here. So it's always great to show love to them. So John, as a fan, what would be the one thing that you would say to Denzel or us mothers?
Well, I want to thank you, mothers, for, you know, of course, having our players that we can watch every Sunday. That's number one, because, you know, that's not easy. But you know, thank you guys for the support. I mean, you know, doing these kind of things, bringing fans on, I think it's gonna, you know, bring the player and the family closer together, if that makes sense, compared to, you know, you got the team, you got the players, and you got the fans, and they all stay separate. So I think this is great, you know, the interaction, you know, people get the, you know, questions out that they're surprised that, you know, you guys get upset, you know what I'm saying, or things like that, because I think it brings a human light to you guys as well. For him, thanks for playing. I hate to say it, but Jaguars are going to beat the Raiders when you come to town. So we definitely might have to link up on there. But no, all things, you know, if it wasn't for him, you know, I wouldn't be here, because there's no football. You know, there's no side businesses. There's nothing. So for him, you know, putting his body at risk every day, I appreciate that much, because, you know, I didn't do that. So I want to thank you for that.
Wow, that means a lot. That truly means a lot. So guys, as I can say, you heard it here. It had to happen for NFL moms, mothers of motivated sons. And as you can see, we have some sons. Alan's been on the quiet side. Denzel is a character. Okay,
right. What's in his cup? That's what I want to know.
Oh, look, there you go again, my man. And Denzel. voice. Denzel, we're going to have to bring you on here, Denzel. Denzel, listen, guys, if you would like to book what It Had to Happen, you can go to my website at www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Again, www.ericawilsonih2h.com. But Denzel, you don't even have to go to the website. You just call Auntie, tell Auntie when you want to be on, and it's a wrap. It's done. And we can't wait to bring our sons on here with us because, again, this show, by any means, yes, please do it. Not by any means are we trying to convince anybody to do anything. We're just sharing our experiences as NFL moms and families. And this is something that is much, much needed. We don't only talk about the NFL level. We break it down to the collegiate level, high school, all the way to Optimus. John, we also spoke about a young man who was murdered at a Little League game. But we're far over time. So please do book again and come back. And if you are a fan, we'll love to have you on Monday nights as well, especially with the season kicking in. We need a way to go in, when these guys getting ready to play their games and put everything on the field. So I'm going to make sure, God's willing, when my nephew come to Jacksonville, I want to be in the building as well. So Sissy, please do keep me updated on that. I'll look myself.
Yes, ma'am.
So I could be there because Jacksonville has such a great atmosphere. But tell Sean Khan to please put a dome on the top. It'd be so hot.
You don't get your tan on?
No, I want no tan. You want a tan, Sissy? Denzel.
No, I don't.
Tequila, if he's... listen, guys, thank you so much for joining.
Yes.
It had to happen. Please do meet me back here tomorrow at 5:30 for our prayer broadcast. I can't even look over there. I'm not going to even look. Please meet me back here tomorrow at 5:30 for our prayer broadcast with the Bishop Kenny Berry and the beautiful Satara J. I also have on Wednesday the beautiful Zakia Foster, as well as on Thursday, I hope I'm saying her name right, Leticia Taylor. And then also on Friday at 6 p.m., all of those times are at 6 p.m. besides tomorrow. I will have the beautiful Christina Flark. I think I said that right. Please do charge it to my head and not my heart if I said it. But guys, do enjoy yourselves for the remainder of your Labor Day. It's Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
Have a great and safe Labor Day, and we look forward to seeing you back here on tomorrow. So, John, please do come back. Oh, once again, if you never gave the information on where the party is being held.
Oh, it's on Eventbrite.
Yeah.
It's on Touchton Road for the locals. So on the Eventbrite, it's going to show exactly the address.
Listen, I have to get off of here. My nephew, oh my gosh, he talking about hey, I'm drinking water, stay hydrated.
Hey man, the heat, you ain't gonna use for this humidity anymore. I gotta talk a little smack to him real quick. We're gonna get you, man.
Listen, we gotta bring you back because we're far over.
Yes.
Listen, I read something where it says Denzel Perryman is the only one that wears beanies in the summertime.
Yes.
He loves his beanies, guys, I'm telling you. But listen, please do meet me back here on tomorrow at 5:30. We'll love to have you, and we'll be back before you guys, Lord's willing, on Monday with NFL Mom Show. So, John, whenever you're welcome, want to come back, you're more than welcome.
Yeah,
God
definitely.
bless each and every one of you. Until next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, It Had to Happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.